So I wanted to do a video on this specific and separate from the other ones. I'm going to be making videos, and you guys will probably see them in the next day or two, on my official predictions on Ghostface, going through everybody and seeing who could be, Ghostface or not, and also who could die. Now, I mentioned Dewey in that video, so you guys will hear me talk about that again, but I'll also talk about every single other character as well. But I want to make this video separate because, this is obviously one of the biggest things, if not the biggest thing in the entire trailer. I guess besides showing the opening and getting people kind of comfortable with, like, okay, Tara is going to get injured very, very badly, the other big thing I think we got from the trailer, besides all the other stuff, is that Dewey is definitely in danger, okay? Let's not kid ourselves. He's in danger. Now, am I saying he's going to die? No. Am I saying we should be able to figure it out from one trailer in a whodunit movie where you're not supposed to figure out things until you see the movie? No, okay? These are all just thoughts. These are all just predictions, and I hope we're wrong with the majority of them, because if we're right, then I think that's too easy, okay? So that's all things I want everybody to kind of understand. But with that being said, the biggest scene or frame or shot or whatever in this trailer, I think, is when Gale shows obvious signs of pure, horror, sadness, okay, that something has happened. Now, we don't know exactly where it's taken place. We know Sydney seems to be the one that has her back turned and is kind of holding her back, and also we know that there's an ambulance behind them, okay? Beyond that, we really don't know much. But one thing I've said, honestly, since the beginning, so I'd like to pat myself on the back, and just something, honestly, we can infer from everything we've seen. Gale and Sydney are like a tag team duo, probably for the most part, throughout the movie. I'm sure Dewey's going to be there at some point, and I'm not saying he's not going to have any conversations with either of them. Obviously, he at least has a phone call conversation with Sydney, but for the most part, those are the two. I mean, you see them going into Stu's house, or I guess Sydney enters, but they're both outside it. You see them together quite a couple times, okay? Then you go to Dewey, and Dewey's always separate. Dewey very much is taking up the role of kind of like the crazed old man, the one who still hangs out, the one who seems he's concerned. He's very concerned that all of this stuff is still happening, or that it is happening again. And it really seems like and I've said this before, or in videos you guys will see, he's a man on a mission. He's a single man on a mission, which is probably in the idea of what Scream is, it's a horrible idea to go off things on your own, unless you're the final girl, unless you're her, right? Then it's fine. But if you're somebody else, it's a bad idea. So, you see him multiple times on his own. The biggest one being the hospital. Now, I'm not saying he's going to die at the hospital, but I'm just saying that they're definitely hinting at it, or hinting at it on purpose to throw us off. Now, again, do I think they're going to give us the scene that Dewey dies from the trailer? God, I hope not. If this turns out to happen, and that scene where Gale is distraught is for Dewey being dead, this trailer will not age well in terms of things that it should have shown and things it should have not ever, given us a glimpse of. Okay? Again, just to kind of make that clear. So I'm keeping that in mind. But at the same time, Ghostface attacks him. We see it in the hallway. He has a knife. Dewey has a gun, but Dewey does not have the gun when he's fighting Ghostface in that kind of hand-to-hand moment that we see the quick shot of in the trailer. So I assume Dewey takes some shots and he misses, or he runs out of ammo, or Ghostface has a bulletproof vest on. All of those things are definitely possible, but eventually it's going to go Dewey doesn't have a weapon, Ghostface has a knife. Now again, there's only a couple ways you can exit a fight like that, but it's tough. It's very tough. They're clearly pairing Dewey with the young group, which puts them in danger. Factually, I think that Sydney and Gale are probably going to be outside of that group for the most part. Again, is there an interaction? Of course, you see an interaction in the trailer with Sam. But I think for the most part, Sydney and Gale are going to be kind of on the outside looking in for the majority of the movie. Whereas Dewey, he's in it. You know what I mean? Maybe it's even Sydney and Gale are not, or even Gale maybe more specifically, does not want to be a part of it, massively, until either Dewey dies or Dewey gets badly injured. And then all of a sudden it's okay, well, now we need to step up and we need to do something, right? That could very easily be a way of getting them back, back in there. So you have that. You have him with the younger group, which like I said, immediately puts a target on his back because he's trying to protect them. He's telling them the rules. We also, and something I haven't talked about really in any of these videos, the one thing we still haven't really discussed and we don't really know about, and I actually do think the trailer did a really good job of keeping this thing secret, is motive. Like, we know they're connected in some way to the original kills, okay? Like, it's very... well, okay, so, like, you have Chad and Mindy, and they're Meeks, so, like, maybe they're going after them because they're the children of Martha, who's related to Randy. So, like, Randy is the original key, and that's where the family tree starts, and that's why those two... because they're like, you know, they'd be his niece and nephew. That's why they're in danger, okay? So, like, that's really all we know. Vince doesn't have a last name as of now. Liv does, but we don't know, you know, what's going to happen to her. But so, you know, you look at Vince, like, Vince is an easy target to be taken out, but we don't know how he connects. So there are some things we still don't know. And then again, we don't know if the killers are related. You know, I mean, the kills, the people they're going after, they could be related to original people, but the killers maybe don't have to be. You know, so we don't really know all that stuff. But with all that stuff being said, Dewey is an original. So I guess the point comes, is the goal to take out the original 3? Now, this has been done before, right? The idea of this has been done before. Copycat, you know, it's like Scream 2. What's the goal? Is the goal to kill Sam and Tara? Is the goal to kill them but also lure Sydney and gang back in and then just kill them as well? Or, and it's tough, right? Because, like, hello, Sydney, it's an honor. It's like, well, do you want to kill her? Was that your goal in the first place? You know, so, and why am I saying that in regards to Dewey? Well, Dewey puts himself in danger because he's like a guardian, he's a protector of these people, so that immediately, like, hey, you got to get out of the way, so you got to get taken out. And by the way, he's always a guard. You know, like, I want to make that clear just in case you guys are going to call me out, like, well, Alex, this has happened before. Yeah, he always is that protector role, and he always is taken out. He's just not killed. He's pushed kind of to the edge of death, and he's, you know, kind of thrown out of the movie, you know, at the very end, and you know, you leave kind of Sydney to deal with it. That's basically how, you know, the movies have gone. So yeah, I mean, obviously, you could do it without killing him. You could injure him badly enough where he can't help. That's, you know, I mean, that's the other, in my opinion, that's the only other option, which maybe gets tiresome because it's happened so many times, and it's like, okay, eventually, you know, it's just gonna happen. And, you know, again, you also have the fact that he's a protector to them, so he kind of needs to get out of the way. But then that final part, what does the killer or killers want with the original 3? Are they a part of this, or are they not? Now, we know from the directors that they have a really big part to play in terms of their story. Like, they're crucial, and I think specifically, even they were talking about Sydney, you know, she's crucial to the story. So does it again all go back to her? In which case, they're still only after, you know, like, I guess she's the goal, not necessarily Gale or Dewey. Now, the younger crew is still all in danger. I think, you know, I mean, anybody who's not the killer in that younger crew would be in danger. But the idea of, it depends on what, I guess, the you know, Ghostface wants with the original 3, or specifically wants with Sydney. Because if it's not looking to repeat or copy anything, then Dewey and Gale really aren't targets unless they put themselves between somebody. So that's pretty much all I got. Again, it's not necessarily, it's just kind of me discussing it more. I am very worried about Dewey. I've said before in videos that I'm okay if Dewey's the one that goes, you know, of those original 3. I think he makes a ton of sense. I think it would be hard. I mean, it would be so sad. It'd be so emotional. It would be perfect in a way, as long as they do it right, where it's like, it's on another level of emotion. So I get why you would do it. At the same time, and I've said this, you guys will hear this in future videos, now that we're here, now that we've seen the trailer, and I'm, like, even more worried about him, now I'm kind of scared. Now it's like, well, do I really want him to die, or did I just say that because I felt it at the time, but now I've changed my, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that, and that's kind of where I feel right now. I'm honestly on the fence now. I don't really want him to go anywhere because I think he's awesome. So we'll see if, you know, I don't think they're going to listen to me. I don't think they're going to listen to any of us, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. There are plenty of other Scream videos. I've already recorded them. They just haven't gone up yet. There's many more Scream videos to come, and I hope to see you guys there.